Welcome to Portraits, a documentary film that recognizes the people who are doing great things to make the city of Boston a better place. From the streets to the communities, we celebrate the individuals who work tirelessly to bring positive change.
Last year's award-winning film, Mattapan the Documentary, showcased the power of community and the transformative impact it can have. Now, we will meet the faces behind Boston's ongoing progress.
From inspiring artists to community organizers, we'll take a closer look at their motivations, their hardships, and the impacts they have made.
Join us on this journey as we explore the stories of those who are shaping Boston's future, one portrait at a time.
When you hear the name Boston, the first thing that's mentioned is its history or its sports, or clam chowder and Dunkin', right? But a lot of people don't know Boston for its creative sources, specifically Boston's music scene.
We have so many creative artists that are pushing creativity and vibrance in each and every song they make. We sat down with just a few people who are thriving to put Boston on the map.
Boston music scene is pretty under-resourced and underappreciated. There's a lot more talent here than anybody gives this town credit for.
Like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's like we're there. Like, we're at the door, but we don't have the key to unlock it. And I feel like it's not a matter of we're lacking, it's we don't know how to utilize.
And the thing about Boston is I've always had this discussion with people. It's just like, Boston is on the come up. I always say this, like, we're this close to being at that like NYC status, and I'm just slowly like just watching it happen.
And so in Tucson, where I grew up, you might hear the same story. There's like 3 stories that are on loop. Here, I mean, it's been 14 years? I don't think I've heard the same thing twice.
Similar to Josiel, actually, I started out as a dancer, you know, like I've always had a passion to make music. I just didn't know how to express it in words as I was younger. So I put it in the dance.
Everything that I do is in the name of Boston. Everything that I push forward is for Boston. It's gonna be that stamp. Mm-hmm. You know, I feel like oftentimes we don't have champions of our city. You feel me? We got hot artists, but we don't have anyone to champion Boston, put it on their back.
At the end of the day, I want to see my people progress, and I want to see everybody next to me in a better position than they were yesterday.
Stay grounded, stay disciplined, be focused. You know, you're not missing out on anything. Just stay down, handle the business, and your time will come.
My advice for young people in music is to try a lot of stuff. Try everything.
And never be afraid of anything. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you, Nazi Jamie.
We couldn't make a documentary about Boston without talking about one of our sports teams. Thanks to one of MTC's closest friends, we had the opportunity to tour Gillette Stadium, home of the New England Patriots.
I am Robin Glazer.
I am the Senior Vice President of Business Affairs and the Chief Administrative Officer of Football at the Kraft Group. So I've always been very interested in justice and equity issues. As a young girl, my first job was working for my mother. She had a mortgage company which helps people buy homes. And I always encouraged my mom that when we made money from a mortgage, that we give a donation to Habitat for Humanity, which built houses for people. So I always had this sense of when you get, you give. Through this leadership program that I did in Boston in 2017, I started learning more about Boston and its uniqueness and its opportunities. It's, the things that made it special. And it's really when I jumped in hard and learned about the community and tried to do everything I could as Robin Glazer, but also as Robin Glazer, an employee of the Kraft Group Patriots, what I could do with that platform to highlight some of the great work that people do here and highlight some of the people here that are just phenomenal. And so through that, my investment in the community in terms of time, my resources, the networks that I like to create has gotten pretty intense. And so now if I'm not working, which is a lot, I'm in the community. Oh, I love everything about Boston. I lived in Los Angeles and I was working there in the music business, and the nanosecond that my plane landed in Boston, I never thought of Los Angeles again. And what I love about Boston are the relationships I've been able to make here, the people. There is, a vibrant culture that I really love. But there's also a lot of people that don't really know how to do good, but the minute you give them the opportunity to do good, they dive in. Well, each year, as you know, around October, we'll wait for the season schedule to come out. But with Dietrich Wise, who is very committed to the Mattapan Teen Center, we create an annual block party. And we try to make it great. We try to make it great for it's really like a love letter from Dietrich and myself and the others that help organize it. What we also try to do is create opportunities for local entrepreneurs, local businesses at the block party, just to get known. We pay them premium rates. We want this to be a very successful day for them. So a large portion of the funds we raise go to support local businesses who come and feed the people who attend the block party, or create music, or other things that make the block party great. I mention this often. I mentor a lot of young people. Some I've met at Mattapan Teen Center, and I've learned through that mentorship, which has been one of my biggest life blessings, that our best teachers are young people like you. And so I do a lot of listening and learning, and I try to spend as much time with young people as I can, because they always come away smarter and with a better vision of how I can help this world get to where I think it should be and where I know it can be, which is truly diverse, truly provides equity and access and opportunity for all. And I get some of my best ideas from young people like you.
Our youth have the power to bring people together, inspire change, and to create a sense of community in every neighborhood they live in. Speaking of community, let's take a look at another group of inspiring individuals who are making a difference in Boston, the peer leaders.
Peer leaders are young people who serve as role models and advocate for their peers. They are passionate about creating a positive impact in their communities and inspiring others to do the same.
We sat down with a few peer leaders to explain what it is they do in this program.
I'm Cisco Fernandez. I'm 17 years old, and I've been a peer leader for going on 4 years now. The Peer Leader Program is a program that was designed to help give young teens the leadership skills and workshops needed to better be able to understand how to progress. And we do a bunch of stuff that involves working on our soft and hard skills, putting us in a better position later on in life.
Take this much?
Thank you.
And I'll take this much. Okay, let's start now. You taped it onto there. Today we're going around the neighborhood and we're passing out flyers for our clothing drive that we're having, that Keystone organized. Can I get a piece of tape? One more? Let's go on to the bus stop.
Perfect. That was an excellent take. Let's go before.
Okay, come on.
Go on.
Wait, who is that?
I don't know, but she was laughing. So
Yeah.
it's on. Alright.
I need to. So in the future, I have one of two plans. Either A, become a therapist or psychiatrist or social worker, something along those lines, or become a PA. And this, how does the center help me? Because the center had awakened me to like my emotional enlightenment in a sense, or my emotional intelligence. And it made me feel like, okay, so I understand a lot more about myself than I thought I did. And I'm very empathetic and I can empathize with others. So through people at the center, I was able to learn like, okay, this brings me joy helping other people. They were able to provide me with the chance to get my first internship at 16 at Brigham and Women's Hospital as GSA. And from there, I plan to work my way up.
The Peer Leader Program is a program as teens. We work to build leadership skills, having workshops with other teens, and just working in the community to just truly build up ourselves as leaders.
One major lesson that I've learned is patience. I've learned how to, work with kids. Not everybody is at the same place, emotionally, maturity, everything. So I just learned how to put myself aside and, focus on others.
My favorite lesson learned is to just be patient with others, because not everyone is the same as you. So you really just have to learn to work with people and to be able to just have that patience, to have that resilience to work with others.
So my future plans is to just look forward to going to college, as well as doing ROTC. And the program has helped me by making sure that I stay on top of my college applications and, get better grades.
One of my major plans for the future would be working with children, which is exactly what this job entails. I really like to mold the minds of young children and, okay. I'm starting over because I don't like how she laughed at me. So it's really helping me, realize what I need to work on from now so that I don't have these major setbacks in the future. Or if I do, I know how to handle them.
I'm not really sure what I really want to do in the future, but as long as I know I have the support from the community center and from my friends and family, then I'm good.
We already know ping pong is the top sport.
Oh gosh. Oh God.
Oh man, ping pong.
Can I give a mean answer and then a camera-friendly answer? Get a life. No, I'm joking. Please cut that out.
Are you joking?
Cut that out.
Are you joking?
My favorite person to play against is Josh, just for the simple fact of I like to humble Josh in a way, cause he likes to go all crazy and stuff. So I be coming back. I be like, I'm still here. I'm gonna beat you. But it's just things like that. And my favorite memory is definitely beating Rick. That was what really broke me out to just start again. I started getting better and better from that day. But I'm just chilling now. Josh, he's going crazy. King David, he's going crazy. But I'm still one of the top players here. So.
Isaiah is top dog. Nobody's competing with Isaiah. And, knock on some wood. But if any competition is happening, Team Isaiah.
So you don't feel the same way about King David?
No.
He's also a little loud.
King?
Yeah.
A little is an understatement. A little is an understatement.
Hey, what's your name and what you doing? My name is King David. Mattapan, teen center member, and about to be playing this ping pong contest. Wish me luck.
Blood gets spilled, now it's hard to turn cold. If you don't ask, you may never know. So we compress the feelings down below. I mean, if you get this work out, and inside it's always way to go. Then you compress the feelings down below. Well, it took me long enough to get here on the song. Was in deep, was poorly treated, way too long.
I need to win this game to elevate.
Deep, stomp the world for what it's given.
How do you feel, bro? First one out of a major competition. How's it feel?
I stand behind. I thought I found the one too many times. I gotta choose me, the real sight of mine.
Basic questions about what just happened. Elaborate as much as possible and try to be as honest as possible. All right?
Yeah.
All right. So you were second.
I was.
Right on.
I was.
Yeah. How does it feel losing to Josh?
You know, feels. I'm not gonna say losing feels great, but you know, it's impressive seeing my boy Josh ever since he came here leveling up, and yeah, he got the best of me. I'm not gonna lie. I was playing too conservative, but Josh got that. He was on fire.
My guy. How does it feel winning?
Very nice, very nice.
Elaborate more. What was your initial thought of you actually winning this? Did you expect to win at all?
Oh, yes, very. The center is a little too easy, man.
So Isaiah was talking a bunch of trash, saying that he's the best player. Do you think you disagree? Agree?
Very disagree. He knows I beat him too many times. That's it.
That's it? Anything you want to say about King David, Isaiah?
They play a great game, but I just played it better.
This definitely goes against my resume. I'm not gonna do any more talking. Josh got that right now. He's on fire. He's the best. He beat like everyone in the center who plays ping pong.
It's a usual thing, so I don't know. But it was a great time.
You know, I don't want to go back on my word, but you know, that day, I was talking trash. You know, I was just in the heat of the moment. Just for the simple fact of like, I like to humble Josh in a way, cause he likes to go all crazy and stuff. So I be coming back. I be like, I'm still here. I'm gonna beat you. And I lost, so I was a little heated. But yeah, at the end of the day, all respect to King David. It was good games. Both were good games. Both were close games.
We done?
Yeah, we done.
All right.
We done.
Yes, sir. I need some breeze. Woohoo!
I'm Liz Regos. I'm Director of Community Relations at the New England Aquarium. A regular day, gosh, I don't think any day looks the same as the day before. I think my job is really people focused, so I want to reach out into the people that live here in Boston and make sure that they feel invited and welcomed here at the aquarium. We do a lot of education out in different neighborhoods about the animals that we have here, ocean conservation, waterfront resiliency, climate change, all that good stuff. So it's a lot of meetings, emails, events, just really trying to get out there and meeting everybody. I love the Rose Kennedy Greenway. That connects right through downtown and through Boston, and I think is a really great example of taking some highway and hardscape and turning it into green space for people to enjoy, and is conveniently right by the waterfront, so it's a nice way to make a whole day out of coming downtown. I love how resilient Boston is. I think both our people, time and time again show up and show how much they care about Boston. And then I think, you know, with climate change physically too, Boston is super resilient, and I think we have shown our commitment to wanting to protect this really precious city that we all live in.
I haven't been in the aquarium for so long, so I'm gonna act like a little kid.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what's important, though. We're trying to bring back families and people of all ages, and not just feeling like it has to be on a field trip or with your kids or anything like that.
Just teens should come here more often. I feel like not just like school field trips, like teens when they don't have nowhere to hang out. Let's go to the aquarium.
Yes, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, see now the wind's hitting right. Now the wind is hitting the hair right.
Models in this.
Yes.
Making portraits took a ton of time and energy from our film crew, but the work never stops. Even during the documentary production process, members of our video program continued creating promotional content.
Just filmed this tour video. Right now I'm just editing it, making a few cuts, and yeah, it's gonna be quite the funny vid, so.
Hey, I'm Umai. Welcome to MTC. I'm John. And we're gonna give you a lovely tour of the center. Now come on, walk with us. Come on. These are the lovely, I don't know what they are, but lovely co-workers, you feel me? Yo, why are you in my video?
If you really want to test this, we can do it right now. I'll set it up right now, right here.
Yeah. Yo, why is you pressing me in my own video, bro? Get her out.
Go ahead, bro.
Get her out of here. Oh, Ryan, get off the table. Yo, get off the table.
That's Christina.
Oh, this is Christina, the esports gamer. Yes, sir. The head of the esports team.
Yeah. Of course, he's shy to show his face because, like, you know, he has enemies and stuff on Fortnite because he be trashing on kids, you know.
Yep.
Best one in here.
He's working on something, I don't even know. The cameraman's room.
As you can see,
they be making the magic at, you feel me? The films and all that.
See, if we could find the LED light
right now, but we cannot say it's under disclosure. All right.
Where's your mic at?
We got something.
I'm trying to talk.
We got something big coming for y'all boys. Just wait, man. Just wait, man. It's gonna be big. Alright, come on.
This is just where we as kids just play around when we're on our free time. Our boy Joshua.
Delete the game! We gotta...
Technical difficulties.
We gotta lock down.
Help! I'm claustrophobic.
Help!
I'm claustrophobic. Even though we're in an open area. Let's end it off where we begin. There's Max, you know, our playful little man.
Max.
Oh yeah, and you see his fresh cut? Yep, look at the fresh cut.
No more.
Hold on.
I mean,
do you see how we ended with more people than how we began? You know, started off with me and him. Now we got Max and Josh.
Yep.
And his two pizzas.
Okay, very nice tour.
No.
I hope y'all. No, I'm fine, Max. I hope we all get an understanding on what the MTC is like. Why are you looking at me? Look at the camera. And now, stop looking at me. Now, I would like to end this on saying thank you for watching this video, and I hope y'all get an understanding on what MTC looks like.
Now turn around, MTC, turn around.
And I hope y'all would like to come.
Turn around to the building. Show them the building.
Filming and editing this extra content helps our newer video program members develop their skills. When we started working on portraits, our members were already prepared to film tours and interviews. We visited the State House for what we thought was just a normal shoot, but then this happened.
The chair would like to take the opportunity to introduce the guests of Representative Brandy Fluker Oakley, staff and members from the Mattapan Teen Center of the Boys and Girls Club to the House chamber today, and the House would like to offer its congratulations to Moses Sibley, Atisha Leach, and Joshua Ricketts Johnson for winning the Under 18 Documentary Award at the 2022 Scout Film Festival.
this.
Yeah, take a nap. You know what I'm saying?
Take a nap. Hearts.
All right, so there are just a couple of spots I wanted to show you all. These are people who were involved in the suffragist movement, the women's suffragist movement in particular. And I wanted to bring to your attention Josephine St. Pierre Ruffin and Sarah Parker Redmond, both of whom Black women.
How old were you for your first time in the State House?
I think it's like a field trip, to be honest, as a kid.
Okay.
Like probably like an elementary school field trip.
Oh, wow.
But then professionally after college.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure you guys heard of T's Corner. Make sure you add that series to your playlist, by the way. But now we're over here in King's Comfort.
This is really about as real as it gets, man. You know, from Mattapan to State House. That's all I gotta say. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If this ends up in the aquarium, I just want to say to everybody, I love you.
First off, I want to just start off by like saying, like, I want to be respectful. I don't want to just call you Brandy, but I also want to be respectful of your title, you know, because you're a big part of, you know, Mattapan, Boston in general. So I just want to, can I call you Brandy, or is that?
Yes, Moses, you may call me Brandy.
Cool. I didn't prepare to, I usually say it before everything. Anyway, let's just
In my role, I represent parts of Boston, which include Mattapan, Dorchester, and Hyde Park, and I also represent the town of Milton. And my role differs from that of a city councilor or that of the mayor, because they're primarily focused on Boston only, and as a state rep, I'm responsible for the whole state. I filed 21 bills this legislative session, and they primarily focus on housing, transportation, healthcare workers, racial justice, equity, wage transparency, economic justice are some of the themes, and things that relate to seniors. They represent the interests of my constituents in Boston, but because the bills are statewide, should they be passed, they'll have impact beyond the city. When I think about our health system, I view it as more holistic. I think when we think about the US healthcare system in general, it's really much about like treatment and less about prevention and wellness. And so I think when we think about the systemic racism and oppression that we as Black and brown people experience more often in this country, we have to view healthcare from a more holistic perspective and thinking about prevention and wellness and not just treating on the back end when someone gets a diagnosis.
Obviously, you know, this is a very quick one. It's coming to a wrap. We also want to respect your time.
Sure.
If you want to say anything to either one of the cameras before we end off.
Oh my goodness.
Any close words?
If I could say anything, okay, wait, first, which camera do I need to look at? Because I'm going like back and forth. Okay, look at the main one, thank you. I just want everyone in Boston to show each other kindness. I think that too often we don't show each other enough grace. Getting to that vision of Boston I articulated is going to require us to have a little less ego and a little more humility, patience, and grace with one another. So that's my final thought. I heart y'all. Y'all are the best.
Making documentaries can be tough when you're too young to drive. Luckily, Boston boasts the oldest subway system in America, which is currently undergoing major improvements to keep the city moving. We took a ride on the newly renovated Orange Line to interview another politician pushing to empower and improve our city.
Well, we're going to the State House.
City Hall.
Wait, where are we going to State House? Yeah, so we're going to City Hall.
Joseph, what we doing, bro? Huh? What we doing? We're going to the City Hall.
Y'all both did the same thing. It's City Hall, right?
Get it.
Got it. Yeah. Just only like 2 seconds of it.
And we are in City Hall. Yay!
Hi, my name is Ruthie Louis-Jeanne. I'm an at-large city councilor here in the city of Boston, which means that on the Boston City Council, I represent the entire city, all 23 neighborhoods, as an at-large city councilor. I got my first job in this city as a 14-year-old working at My Town, which was a nonprofit organization that was youth-led and youth-run. And then my next job after that was interning for a state representative, Marie St. Fleur. She was the first Haitian American elected, not only in Massachusetts, but in the country. And having that opportunity to see another Black woman go to the State House and be on the State House floor and be arguing for things like educational resources, for immigrant young people who are here, for Black and Brown students, that really was empowering for me. And so I always knew that I wanted to be part of the change, part of the group of people who are pushing us forward towards justice. I always recognize that I am part of a continuum that started really with people like Dr. Jean McGuire, continued with Ayanna Pressley, and I'm grateful that I get to be part of that continuum and hopefully opening the doors for others.
How has Boston changed throughout your life?
Boston has changed quite a bit. For the one thing, in ways that are not so great, Boston has become more expensive. Boston is the second most expensive city to rent. So many of our families that want to become homeowners are leaving for other cities to make that more of a reality. We as a city, as Boston City Council, have a responsibility to really do everything we can to make it more accessible for our working class families, for our Black and Brown families. One way that Boston has changed for the better is if you look at the halls of power. I am not the only person of color, not the only Black woman on the Boston City Council right now. And I think that is a good thing, that we're seeing Boston being more receptive to embracing its full self. People are always like, oh, it's a new Boston. And I was like, no, it's not a new Boston. It's us opening our arms to the Boston that's always been here. I want to work for a city where our young people know that the world and the sky is the limit, that you can be anything, even if you can't see it, even if you can't imagine it. Let me help you imagine it. That's it. Yay!
T's Corner.
Oh, we're going back to the T's.
Okay. How was today?
Today was amazing.
T's Corner.
T's Corner!
T, what is T's Corner?
Basically it's just me vlogging. Well, he's vlogging, but it's just me talking and doing stuff. So we just came back from the
City Hall.
City Hall, and
We met with?
I'm bad at this. I'm really bad at talking. I don't know what's
It's all right. It's learning.
Good. T's Corner, man.
At this point, we thought we had finished shooting the politics segment of Portraits until we learned that a special guest would be visiting the Teen Center for a live press conference. We sat with them for a quick interview before the event.
My name is Michelle Wu, and I have the honor of being mayor of Boston. Every day is different, but I would say there's some pieces that kind of week to week are similar. Sometimes we'll take the Orange Line in. Sometimes if we're not going to City Hall, we'll hop in the car and go somewhere. And it's a combination of meetings with our team in City Hall, meetings in the neighborhood. Sometimes I get to go visit an incredible community organization to cut a ribbon or celebrate a new program. I like to try to find time once a week to be with our students in some way, either at a school or at a different event in the neighborhoods. There's always something unexpected that comes up every single day. We're kind of trying to always balance getting the important things moving, like housing for everyone that people can afford, transportation that can actually function, and trying to fix the T, thinking about jobs and how our school system should be the best connection point to opportunity, and building a green city that's ready for the future. And then there's always all those little things in between. There's so much energy here around arts and culture, innovation and inventing things in the labs and life sciences industries that we have here. So we want to be that place that's always putting our ideas and solutions out into the world so that we can make a difference every day. A lot of times we tend to ask people to wait their turn or feel like they need to get all these check marks or degrees or whatever it is to be in positions of leadership. We can't sit back and wait for someone else to come fix everything in our community and put forward the solutions that young people are already doing every single day. Most of all, I just want to ask for everyone's help in making Boston and every neighborhood, every community, the place that you feel sees and hears and treasures everyone, because we really have so much going for us here. It's not, and I think sometimes we just need to all get connected on the same page and make sure that everybody's talent is part of our growth and our success.
In our interviews, the topic of public health came up again and again. So, we reached out to Lavelle Folks from the VIP Initiative to learn more about what is being done to promote safety and well-being in Boston.
Well, thank you for having me. My name is Lavelle Folks. I am the Associate Director for the Violence Intervention and Prevention Initiative for the Boston Public Health Commission. We work within the Division of Violence Prevention. The goal for the VIP is to engage community organizations. So right now we partner with 5 different organizations: Mattapan Teen Center, Project Right, Upham's Corner Health Center, Bowdoin Street Health Center, and Madison Park Development Corporation. And I support the coordinators and the lead staff from each of those organizations as they engage in activities to reduce the root causes of violence. I'm from this community, born and raised. I was a youth who was a victim of violence, right? One of the most probably impactful moments that I had when it came to violence was I was shot as a child. I was 15 years old, going on 16. So definitely one of the main things that led me to want to engage in this work. For the next 5 years, my vision is to see everybody who's 16 right now, 15 right now, setting themselves up to be the next group of leaders in the city of Boston. So y'all can knock me out the box, because you gotta knock us out of the way, right? Because we don't always have the freshest thoughts.
So you talk about youth a lot.
Yeah.
Is there one teen or just one young person you remember that made a big impact?
You now. Being very honest, you and Moses, you all are dope. So you have a fan in me. You all will always have a fan in me.
What lessons have you learned through your work?
Be humble, be gracious, be transparent, be respectful, be a good person. Just it. I live my life every day just wanting to be a good person. If I'm a good person, then I'm good at my job. Because my job is about people. And I come from a space of humanity first, before anything else.
After this conversation, we visited the newly opened Nubian Markets to talk to 2 leaders providing medical care in the city.
I'm Patrina Martin-Cherry. I am the Vice President of Community Engagement and External Affairs at Boston Medical Center.
And I'm Thea James. I'm Vice President of Mission, Associate Chief Medical Officer, and Co-Executive Director of the Health Equity Accelerator. My day is usually many things. There are internal things and there are external things. So I talk to colleagues inside the hospital, people who are clinicians, across the spectrum, basically talking about things that impact our patients and ways in which we can disrupt some of the systemic barriers to lead to poor health outcomes for our patients. So we work on various different projects together. We plan various different projects together.
For me, it's a combination of meeting with community leaders, leaders of community-based organizations, corporate leaders, people in city government, state government, talking about the community, trying to get a better understanding of what the community needs, getting feedback from them, and then working with my team to either develop programs, working with Thea and the Health Equity Accelerator on things to improve health equity in the community. So no day is different, but every day has the community in focus.
Right. I would say similar, and particularly putting a pin in and a flag in economic exclusion or exclusion from economic mobility, because people cannot prioritize their health when they're prioritizing survival.
That's right.
And so things like housing insecurity and nutrition insecurity, people not being able to show up for appointments, all those things are rooted in economics, finance. You have limited amounts of dollars, and you really have to you prioritize how you allocate those things. And most likely people are going to prioritize home first, housing, food, that type of thing. And so many times, health sort of like goes by the wayside.
Boston it's a very diverse community with amazing culture. I think what I'm loving about Boston now is the intentionality that that businesses, that organizations, that state and local government have. They're being very intentional around inclusion and equity. And so that makes me really excited. But I'm a foodie, so I get everything that I need from Boston restaurants and being able to meet really cool and amazing people. I love that there's, Boston is an academic hub, so there's some brilliant people here, some amazing technology companies. So I'm excited about being in Boston and really excited about what's to come for Boston.
Now, let's talk about Nubian Markets.
Welcome to Nubian Markets. Thea, do you want to tell them all about Nubian Markets?
Yeah, sure. Nubian Markets is a partner, actually, of BMC. BMC invested in Nubian Markets to set up just on the edge of Nubian Square to be able to invest in Black and brown small businesses. And one of the things we like about them is we like their model of supply chain, everything coming from growers all the way to producers to what goes on the shelves come from Black and brown people. And they also believe in equity stock ownership, for their workers, for their employees.
2 Black owners. In this building, there is a halal butchery, and so there's also a fresh cooked cafe, food to go. As Thea mentioned, this is an ecosystem of food on the shelves, so a Black business that supports other Black businesses.
There's a lot of these businesses are local Black-owned businesses. So these Hillside Harvest is made by Kamal. Another local Black-owned business is down here, Happy African Gourmet. She imports spices directly from her home country of Cameroon and makes them into spice blends that can help anyone make West African foods more easily. So we have Mola Foods, who highlights spice blends from many different regions of Africa. And then All Seasonings, which is, we've been just loving these seasonings. There's a Sweet Summer Love, an all-purpose one. And those are some of the businesses that reached out to us since we put out on Instagram that we were looking to support.
So you'll see spices and sauces all created by Black business owners from across the African diaspora. So, it's our pleasure to be partners with them and really excited about what they've created here.
Hi guys! look at all these, there's beans, we gotta go back in the other section. Hold on. Quick intermission. Y'all look at these honeys. Look at all this sweet stuff. Listen, they opened 4 days ago. We're here 4 days after. See all this, look at all this stock. And they got, hold on. This store is amazing. They got vegetables. They got fresh, this is ginger. They got fresh ginger over here. They got, I'm so excited to be here. They have these grab and goes. They got all kinds of stuff. Look, cocoon chicken. Y'all see that? The chef makes these on his own, bro. And there's more cream. Oh, I don't know what to say. There's barbecue jerky. There's just so much. Come here. I can't show all of this. They just gotta come here themselves.
So about 7 months ago, we actually moved out here from Cleveland because my uncle, he's the co-owner, but he's got some business in Cleveland. So he came to us when we were both on our break from college, and it was pretty much hey, I'm gonna need some people on the ground out there in Boston because I'm not gonna be able to be out there as much this is an opportunity for you guys to do what you're learning in school right now, but get actual experience from it. We sat on it, we came out here, got the lay of the land, toured the facility back when none of this was here. And we made our decision, and we came out here in July, and we've been here ever since, just learning what it takes to start a business.
There are no limits to what you can do and who you can be. So don't envision a glass ceiling for yourself. Whatever you can dream of, whatever you can think of, never give up, try really, really hard, and never take no for an answer.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Seriously, I was going to say something like very similar to that. You know, like, don't allow people to like spoil your dreams or deter your dreams. You know, whatever you think you can be, you want to be, go after it. Go after it.
Boston is a city with so much history and so much culture, so many dreamers and so many innovators. In a city that has so much to offer, how can you describe Boston in just one sentence?
Boston is a city that will set the standard for what inclusion looks like, what equity looks like.
I think I would just say a model for the nation.
Yeah. She does this thing. She does it so well. She did what she said.
You did extremely well. What do you mean? You did extremely well.
I think, just like our oceans, Boston has a flow to it, and it's constantly growing, and people are coming in and out, and I think that's what makes it such a unique and innovative city.
Boston, in one sentence, I would say, is the land of mirages. Boston, as a mirage, can sometimes make you feel like you have more access than you actually do have. But I say all that knowing that you do have the ability. As long as you learn how to navigate the mirage of Boston, then you'll be able to navigate the reality of Boston.
Boston has the potential to be the premier city in the country that truly puts equity and inclusivity at the forefront.
That was beautiful.
And that's my sentence. That's all I got.
We will fight for our city, and we will fight to take care of the people we care about in our lives and in our communities. So I think that's our superhero strength.
I would describe Boston as a melting pot city that is ever changing to be the best city in America that we could possibly be, the one that is welcoming, one that is fun, inviting, inclusive, and that is every day thinking about how do we be a better city for all of our residents.
I've lived in a lot of places, but my happiest place is Boston, Massachusetts.
Alright, so when I say go, you're gonna bang on the gavel and say order. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Order the court! Yeah, this is. Yo, I'm gonna work here one day.
For fears.
I love that. I love Tears for Fears. Come on, what is Tears? Come on.
Yeah, I'm alone.
That's the name of the band.
For the most part, it's the kids.
Okay.
I just send emails.
He says the kids. I mean, I feel like you're a kid. You know what?
They keep me young. They definitely keep me young.
That happens. That tends to happen.
Yeah, I
For
think
sure.
my sense of humor has definitely gone. I don't know if it's down or up, but
Listen, it doesn't matter. They're funny. Jokes are funny.
City of Boston. My name is Moses Sibley. I'm 15 years old. I am executive director. Oh, okay, I got it. Order. Good evening, City of Boston. My name is President Moses Sibley. I've been in office for 7 months and that's what Wait, hold on. I got it.
What are we doing today?
Interviewing somebody very important in this facility. Then after that, I'm gonna play Jenga with T, of course.
Crazy question. Can I open this? I'm sorry.
Tell the camera what we're doing. You don't know what we're doing? I did. I just said it.
We're at Record Co. We're being recorded. How is the camera so close to my face, John? You're supposed to.
Rick, you're attracting a crowd.
Sorry.
Everybody in. Unless that's your trash.
Yeah, pick up your trash, guys.
They ignored both. Okay, what's the perfect frame now?
Okay. So what's it supposed to touch?
Joe.
How about Jason Tatum the other night?